Hi, I'm Casey.
Hi, I'm Becca.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Before we get started, I just need to let you know that everything said here will be kept between you and me unless you show any signs of hurting yourself or harming someone else. Is that alright?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So do you want to tell me a little about yourself?
Well, right now I'm a senior at Oklahoma State University, and I transferred here my junior year, so it's only the second year that I've been here. But I am a child and family services major, and I work at the child development lab here because I really like kids, so I like working there. And yeah, I'm really involved at the Baptist Collegiate Ministry. So that takes up a lot of my time, but yeah, that's pretty much it for now.
That's neat. So you really like kids and you're involved with the ministry on campus?
Yeah, and I really like kids.
Okay,
so.
that's good. So what's the main reason you came in to see me?
Well, lately I've just been really anxious about the future. I'm just kind of, since I'm graduating 1 year from now, I'll be graduating December 2013. I'm just actually getting kind of scared about having to, find a real job and, eventually get married. And, I've always had really high standards for myself, for guys, but those relationships haven't worked out in the past. So there's just a lot of different things that I'm nervous about, and I feel like my anxiety is starting to be really overwhelming for me sometimes.
So you're graduating when?
December 2013.
So not this December, but the next one.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's coming up pretty soon.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me is you're really anxious about what's going to come after that, about finding a job and being in the real world, being a real grown-up,
Yeah.
and finding a spouse.
Yes.
You say you have really high standards. Can you tell me about the past relationships you're talking about?
Well, the first guy I dated, I was in high school, but his name is Cameron, and when I met him, I knew he wasn't a very good guy, but I dated him anyway because I just really wanted to. But, it was something that the reason why I wanted to come see you as a Christian counselor is because, I felt like God was telling me that that I didn't need to be dating him, but I just got really selfish and dated him anyway. And that relationship just didn't work out well at all, and I ended up breaking up with him because I felt so convicted about it. So that was my first relationship. And then my second one, his name was Eric, and he just ended up being a very manipulative person, and he just really hurt me a lot, and I can remember just a lot of control in that relationship, and I should have broken up with him. I shouldn't have even started dating him in the first place, but I should have broken up with him a long time before I actually did. And then my last relationship was with this guy named Jack, and he just had a lot of issues. I know that at one point in his life he was suicidal and into drugs, and just lots of just bad behavior for him. And I know that he wasn't really willing to see anyone about his struggles, and that just made it really hard for me because if I was ever going to be with him long term, I wanted him to be able to deal with those struggles and not just carry all that baggage with him into our relationship. So those are the only serious relationships I've had, but they haven't really worked out for me, and I'm not really sure why.
Yeah. So you're telling me you have really high standards for the people you date, because, obviously, being Christian, you want someone that lives up to those standards. But these guys you've dated in the past haven't met up one way or another.
Yeah, I guess, pointing it out that way, these guys haven't actually, measured up to my standards. And I know that the kind of guy that I want, but sometimes my anxiety about the future comes in again, and I just get really anxious about not finding someone. So I feel like actually like I just settle for whoever is available or convenient at the time. And I guess looking back at it now, you know, it caused me a lot of heartache and a lot of struggle.
I know that a lot of girls tend to settle, you know, they have high standards for themselves, but I mean, we're human, we get lonely, we want companionship, and so we just go for the first thing that comes and gives us attention, you know. And so, going along with that and the whole being anxious about your future thing, have you ever tried just making a list of the standards and the qualities and the things that you want to see happen in your future, or like the standards and qualities you want to find in a future spouse?
I've never done that before, but that sounds like a really good idea then, because I know that, you know, like in the past, like I've tended to get ahead of myself and just gone for the guy that I want at that moment. But I feel then if I had that list that I would be able to actually, you know, stop and look at it and remember what I wanted. Yeah, I think that would be a really good
I think
idea.
just having it all set out in front of you would be really good for you. I think that'd be a good thing.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, one thing is, you know, one of my really, really good friends, actually I would say she's probably one of my best friends, her name is Rachel, and I've only actually known her for a few years, but throughout that time she's actually been a really, really good friend to me, and we've grown really close. But she's moving this December to Kansas City, and I didn't think I would be that upset about it, but lately I've just found myself just really just sad that she's leaving, and I just wish she was staying here.
So she's here at OSU now, and she's leaving after this semester for Kansas.
Yeah, so she'll finish up this semester, and then she's moving to Kansas, and then she'll be finishing school up there, as far as I know.
Okay. Do you know how far the drive is from here to there?
I think it's about 5 hours, so it's not really long, but it's you know.
Do you think you and other friends could like maybe take a fun road trip up there every once in a while?
Yeah, that would be fine. I like taking road trips, and I don't mind driving, you know, long distance to see people that I care about, because, and I do plan on seeing her, you know, in the future. I'm just really gonna miss her, and I'm having a hard time dealing with that, because I feel like about every 3 years or so that I just go through like cycles of friends, and so like kind of to back up that point, like I've like moved like every 3 or 4 years in my life, and so like every 3 or 4 years I feel like I have to start over with friends, and so like since that's happened like my whole life, and since I've known Rachel for about 3 years now, like I'm just kind of afraid that if she moves, then like that's where our friendship is going to end, and like that just really scares me, because like I really care about her and I don't want to lose that friendship with her.
Yeah, that's understandable. Have y'all's friendship ever been challenged in any way before this?
I mean, there have been times like where we both liked the same guy, and but we've always seemed to work out like any challenges that were in our friendship, and just kind of overcome those hardships.
And how do you overcome those, and what makes your guys' friendship so strong?
Well, I guess I know that you know, we both just really care about each other, and we both really want what's best for each other. And I know that you know, her moving to Kansas City is a good thing, and that's where God wants her to be, and I'm really happy for her. You know, she is following God's plan for her life, and you know, like I should be like so excited for her, but I just get, you know, that selfish human part of me that wants her to stay here. So, but I know that you know, we've overcome things in the past, and that we can do it again.
Mm-hmm.
So
you said she's following God's plan for her life, so I'm assuming she's a Christian as well.
Yeah, definitely. She's a really strong Christian, and that's one of the reasons that she's been such a good friend to me, is because whenever I met her, it was actually when I had broken up with Eric, and I was just really devastated over that relationship. And I was just praying that God would bring me strong Christian friends. And because I, in that relationship, had just been isolated away from everyone, so I had no friends left. So I just started praying that God would bring me strong Christian friends, and that's whenever He brought Rachel into my life. And so she has just been a huge blessing to me. Yeah.
Well, it sounds to me like you guys have a really strong friendship that is based on Christ. And I think that any relationship that's based on Christ can get through anything,
Yeah.
It sounds to me like you're more than willing to go up and see her, and more than likely she'd be willing to come up and visit you.
I hope so.
And technology today, cell phones, texting, Skype's wonderful. I mean, yes, it's going to be way harder her not being here, but I think you guys will be fine. Just continue to pray about it. Just pray to God that you don't want to lose that friend. He's faithful in that. So,
and He is, and I know that obviously He's been very faithful in the past to provide for me. So I just know that I need to trust in Him and trust that He can keep our friendship, intact, and also bring me, new friends that can be with me here in Stillwater.
Yes, He'll always provide the people you need at the right times.
Yeah, definitely.
So before we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
Well, there's just one more thing. One of my other best friends, her name is Jessica, and we've been best friends for like our whole lives, and we've always gotten along, but we haven't always lived in the same places, but we've managed to still stay friends. And she recently joined a sorority at her school in Illinois, and she is just having a really, really rough time up there, and I try to give her advice, but she never listens to me, and then she just keeps getting herself into trouble, and I just don't know what to do at this point with our friendship.
Yeah, that's frustrating when they ask for help and then when you give it to them, they don't take it.
Yeah.
I would just say to continue to live an example in front of her, and don't let her see your frustration in that. Just continue to pour into her and give her advice, even if she's not willing to take it, because you never know. 5 months down the road, she might think of something you said,
Yeah.
So I would just suggest to continue to just give her advice and pour into her, and just back to the whole Rachel thing, just continue to pray about that friendship, and just trust in God to keep that friendship together. And this week, before we meet again next week, I want you to make a list of all the things that you want for your future, and all the things that you want in a future spouse, and just write down all those standards so you can have it out before you.
Okay.
Okay, does that sound good?
Yeah, I think I can do that.
Okay, awesome. It's good meeting with you.
All right, nice to meet you too.